Armchairing with Bruce Morrow on the One Podcast Network.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Armchairing. I'm your host, Bruce Morrow. You can call me Bruce, you can call me Morrow, but I'm Bruce Morrow. Welcome. Sorry about last week. It was unfortunate. I couldn't make it, but we're back this week. We're back like some schools are back. Like I have a high school right down the road over there. Traffic has been terrible, especially around 2-3 o'clock. I have a community college down the road as well. So it's been interesting the last couple of days this week. So this week, today, as you see the title, we're going to talk about goats. I'm not talking about the animal. By the way, I love eating goats. That's my favorite meat to eat. And I'm not saying pause. So, yeah, that's my favorite meat. I love chicken, turkey, but goats, that's the best one. Especially goat curry is awesome as well. But goat cooked in Asian way, that's the best. Hello, very quick hello to Mr. Thomas. Thank you for always being here. Yes, so I'm going to talk about goats. It's very tiresome. I'm tired of debates every time I watch podcasts this summer because there's not a lot of talk. Maybe because there's not a lot of things to talk this summer. It's the goat. You were seeing a couple of weeks ago. There was a list. Oops Hyped has a list. Bleacher Report has a list of greatest player of all time. But it's tiresome. I want to talk about other things instead of about who's the GOAT between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Who's the GOAT between Messi and Maradona or Cristiano Ronaldo these days? Or who's the GOAT between Barry Bonds or what's the guy from the Yankees who died like almost like a century ago, maybe? Babe Ruth. Derek Jeter, whatever. Who's the GOAT? The tennis, Nadal, Federer, or what's the guy name who's now? Oh my God, I forgot his name. Djokovic, yeah. Who's the GOAT? Serena Williams or Navratilova or Steffi Graf. But this is, but the one sport where the GOAT is always mentioned is the basketball. And I'm tired of it. And to be honest, the debate is tiring and lazy. It is tiring and lazy. Can we talk about anything else? Nobody's gonna win in the debate. I see people fighting, trying to meet people on the street because LeBron is the GOAT. He plays so many years. He's the leading scorer. He went to the finals so many times. Michael Jordan quit so many times, and he only played 15 years, and he didn't make the playoff. He lost in the first round. He had Scottie Pippen. LeBron, he plays with so many great players. So many great players. Everybody has a good point. Even though, to me, the best player I've ever seen was Michael Jordan. But I don't think he's really the GOAT because he never played against other players. All the players before, he didn't. Sometimes you play some players past their prime. And people, sometimes they take credit because they beat players or people past their primes, like Mayweather. He beat a lot of people past their prime. But, He's the GOAT of boxing. Like Federer beat Tsipras when Tsipras was almost done. Djokovic started to beat Federer when Federer was almost done. So I don't think Djokovic is the best tennis player of all time. So unless everybody is beating another player at their best, in their best condition physically and mentally, I don't think there's really a GOAT. Or we can say all the best players at a certain time are GOATs. So there's a lot of GOATs. Like in basketball, so I'm gonna focus more in basketball because that's what they use the GOATs all the time. And by the way, who came up with the GOATs? Because I've done some research and I saw it was LL Cool J who came up with the GOAT thing. And during one album he was promoting, and he talked about being GOAT, a music a GOAT, LL Cool J. But a lot of people said they were the best, like Muhammad Ali. They call the guy from hockey, who they say is the GOAT in hockey. What's his name? Oh my God. I'm blanking now. They said he's the greatest hockey player of all time. Oh man, I forgot his name. Gretzky. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Gretzky. Everybody says he's the GOAT. They call him Gretzky the Great. That somebody who's really close to being the GOAT, he could be Gretzky, man. He has every record. But in basketball, I don't think there's really a GOAT. I think the best player I've ever seen was Michael Jordan, and I've seen a lot of players. I'm that old. And I have went and back and watched some highlights, and I've seen some players were great. Like Elgin Baylor, he was dominating. If he was playing right now, I think he'll be better than some of those players playing right now. And he was playing during war times. You have what's his name? Pete something. Maravich. He didn't have a lot of great players as teammates. He was scoring from three. There were no 3-point line, and he was shooting from afar. All the things that you see Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving doing, Pete Maravich was doing it. So I don't think the GOAT is a perfect science. Saying there's a GOAT, the GOAT debates is an imperfect science. So the first point I'm going to consider why it's an imperfect science and there's no real GOAT, or there are many GOATs. Stats. A lot of people say stats and individual accolades, because a lot of people are scoring a lot of points. Oh, he's the GOAT. That's what they say now about LeBron James. So when Kareem was the leading scorer for years, for more than 20 years, nobody was saying Kareem was the GOAT. But as soon as Mr. LeBron James became the leading scorer, oh, he's definitely the GOAT. When I was a kid, I had never heard they talk about GOAT in the NBA. It was until like early 2000 or early 2010s, they started the GOAT. When did the GOAT stuff started? Is it because of when somebody entered the league? Is it with LeBron James entered the league? Nobody was saying whatever is the greatest player of all time. And Jordan was staying away I've seen so many interviews. He said, I don't think I'm the GOAT because I didn't play against some players. So all of a sudden, stats and accolades are important in saying, oh, somebody is the GOAT. Like, so if stats and accolades are important, so a lot of those players, they could have had better stats. I have seen so many times where the Celtics, the Lakers, the Bulls, all the other great players in previous times, the game is over in the third, just those go to the bench. They don't really care about the stats. They just want to win. But now I see some people, maybe because parlays, gambling, and whatever, trying to get in the GOAT, trying to be the GOAT. They stat padding. So many players now I see stat padding. I'm not gonna name some. You guys probably be guessing who I'm talking about. It's not only one player, it's many players. I've seen some people stat padding for triple doubles. I've seen some people stat padding. The game is over in the playoff. I see a player, he did not even play well that game. Stat pad. So you see bottom screen what the New York Times think. I'm gonna disagree with the New York Times because I don't think LeBron James is number 2. I don't even think LeBron James is top 5 in my best players of all time. Sorry. LeBron James is number 9 for me. Sorry. A lot of people, a hater. Bruce is a hater. Well, okay. You know what? I'm gonna do another show, talking about why LeBron James is number 9 for me. But LeBron James is not top 5 for me all the time. If you have a losing record, you should not be in the top 5. Losing records in the finals, you cannot be top 5. If you're jumping from team to team to get for other teammates, you should not be in the top 5. That's me. I'm sorry. If you are creating narrative to be the greatest player of all time, you should not be in the top 5. But let me get back to stats and individual accolades. A lot of people say, because some people have this amount of points, oh, they're in the top 10 in assists, top 10 in rebounds, top 10 in steals, top 10 whatever. They are the GOAT. Like, Will Chamberlain had a lot of stats. Why is nobody talking about Will Chamberlain being the GOAT? He was having 20 rebounds, 30 rebounds a game. He scored allegedly, I don't know, 100 points a game. We saw the picture of him holding a sign, but I know we didn't see the game. I'm not delving into conspiracy, but it is what it is. So reason number 1 why it's an imperfect science and the GOAT debate is tiring and lazy. People focus on stats and individual accolades. And I'm sorry, LeBron James is not number 2. Sorry, Time Magazine. And Larry Bird is better than Magic. I'm sorry. You know, I need to do a show talking about my top 10 and why I have those people at their number. Kareem has the most MVP. Nobody's talking about that. Which is better, the most points or the most MVP? It means that for all the seasons in the NBA exists, you had the most MVPs. You were the best player in the league, maybe most valuable player in the league, the most. The guy, Will Chamberlain, was averaging 50 points a game. 50. 5-0. So if we want to talk about stats and accolades, some players have more championships than others. Shouldn't we count that? So if we're not going by numbers and accolades, are we going by championships? I'm an MJ fan. A lot of time people say, oh, MJ has 6 championships, 0 losses. But LeBron is 4-6. 6 losses in the finals. I just said it. That's the reason why he's not in my top 5. So if we're going by championship and we're saying Jordan has 6 championships, he's the most, are we going to forget Bill Russell? Are we going to forget all those people in the Celtics that had more championships than him? Are we going to forget Robert Horry? So we cannot go by championships. If we try to go by stats, some players doing well, others not. If we're going by championships, some players that were doing really well in stats are terrible in championships. Look at Chamberlain. He has 2 championships. Doing really well with stats. LeBron James doing really well with stats. And I think one of the reasons why he scored the most points. He played all those years. He came out of high school. Came out when he was 18. So let's talk about why. One of the other reasons that's really important why GOAT debate is tiring and lazy is you don't control your teammates. You don't control who you have on your team. Well, some people, most of the time, you don't control. I know some players, they control teammates they have on the team. If the person does not, if the person is not scoring or playing or passing like they're supposed to do, they drop shades or go to the press and imply things. All the players, some players are like the manager of the team. Some players, they don't do anything. They just play with what they give them. And there's individual and there's the team. For so many years, Jordan lost in the first round. People not going to talk about that. But who did he have on his teams? Who did he have on the team? But others going to say, oh, LeBron James took 2007 Cavaliers to face the Spurs. So you cannot blame him to lose in the championship, in the finals. So you need to have a great team around you to win. Sometimes you have to let your teammate develop. That's why Scottie Pippen was scoring like 5 points a game, 6 points a game. He was a bench player. Some of the times Jordan was losing in the first round. People are not talking about that. Right? Sometimes you have LeBron. He didn't have a great players with him when he lost to the Spurs. That's true. People are not talking about that either. People are not talking about Larry Bird playing with Robert Parrish and McHale. McHale, some season he was not even the starter. He was 6th man of the year a couple times. Played with Bill Walton, who won a championship with the Blazers. All the time people say, oh, those people won when they first started. Who was on the team? Magic went to a Lakers team. I know the Lakers didn't make the playoff. It's when Magic came. But they have Kareem, who was the MVP the year before. Some people get lucky. Play with great players. They have great teammates. And LeBron's fans will say, "Oh, LeBron didn't have a great team when he was in Cleveland the first time." What? They were winning 60 games a year. They were number one seed for the whole NBA. Best defense. You had Antoine Jamison, very underrated player. Shaq was not the Shaq before, but he was very serviceable. You had some Big Z, All-Star. What's the other player? He was an All-Star. I forgot his name. You play with Larry Hughes. Let's not do that. And the most important thing to say is every generation is not going to have the same GOAT. It's okay. I had to learn this. I learned this year. I finally said I give up. When I used to be so annoyed when kids would come to me. LeBron James, whatever, is the greatest player of all time. I remember 10 years ago, I used to be so annoyed when kids would come to me. Kobe Bryant, he's the greatest player of all time. Kobe's better than MJ. It's time to move on from the GOAT debate, because everybody's not going to see it the same way. Everybody has their own on their own GOAT. I didn't see Kareem play. I saw Kareem, honestly, I wasn't watching basketball when I was in Haiti. I was watching football or soccer. I was watching Diego Maradona, Careca, Alemajo. Who was I watching? I was watching Italy. I was watching French soccer. I was watching Ronaldo, not Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. I was watching Ronaldinho. I was watching who was I watching? Maradona, Toto Chilachi, Jean-Pierre Papin, all those players, soccer players. I wasn't in the NBA when I was a kid. It's until like mid-90s I started watching, and I was like, oh, okay. I knew about Charles Barkley, to be honest. I knew about the first game I saw. I remember it was a Phoenix Suns game, and I saw, who's this guy? Charles Barkley. That's the first player I saw, and I didn't understand basketball. I was like, what is this scoring? Do they score hitting the ball in the square? I didn't think it was in the basket. I thought it was when you hit the square, that's when you score. That's how dumb I was. Okay? So, but when I saw that number 23, I was like, no, there's no question. There's no question. That's the best player I've ever seen. Ever seen. Ever seen. Even on the Wizards. You know what? Some people say, oh, LeBron at 40 doing this. LeBron has AD, Austin Reeves, all those good players. Jordan has J.I.D. White, Kwame Brown, Chris Whitney, Richard Hamilton, who he was okay. He didn't have players. He didn't have AD, top 75. Luka, he's gonna be the next. He's gonna be the top 100. SGA will be an afterthought. Yeah, it could be. Because to me, SGA is Brussels sprout. It's boring. It's Brussels sprout. You eat it and you forget. You like, nah, nah, nah. It's bland. SGA is bland to me. He's bland. Is he a good player? Yeah, he's a good player. A lot of free throws and push off. But SGA, a lot of Canadians gonna remember SGA. But he's SGA. I don't remember one highlight of SGA in the finals. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't remember one highlight of SGA in the finals. I didn't watch the trophy presentation. It was one of the worst finals I've ever seen. So SGA, he's not going to be in the GOAT debate for a long time. So let's see what he does next season. So you're not going to win with the debate. And all these kids these days, like the 30s, they're going to say Kobe. 40s, 50s, say MJ. 60s, 70s, 80s, they're probably going to say Kareem. I see these kids these days, they say Steph Curry, and other kids going to say, I'll say Paul George. Paul George? Are you serious? Paul George. I hope they are trolling when they say Paul George is the greatest NBA player of all time. So you're not going to win. It's like people saying Messi is the greatest football soccer player of all time. Messi would play with a lot of great players. A lot of great players. I need to do a show talking about why Messi is not the GOAT. Messi played with Ronaldinho. Oh my God. Neymar. Oh my God. What's his name? So many great players Messi played with. I'm sorry. If you play with a lot of great players helping you and giving you space when you play with them, that's why Kevin Durant cannot be the GOAT. He was playing his best basketball when Steph Curry was on the floor and opening the space. Steph Curry has more of a case to be the GOAT than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant could be a better player than him, but Steph Curry played with Draymond most of his career, won 2 championships without KD, with Draymond. Won a second championship without KD, with Draymond and Klay Thompson not his best, past his prime. So let's just appreciate all the great players. There's going to be a new generation. LeBron is at his hands. Steph Curry is at his hands. Kevin Durant's on his hands. A couple of years, we're not going to see those guys again anymore. A new generation of players are starting right now. Some people are going to say Anthony Edwards. Some people are going to say Luka. Some people are going to say Jokic. Kids are coming telling me Jokic is better than Olajuwon. Kids are telling me Jokic will dominate Shaq. So I don't get into GOAT debates anymore. I just, whatever. You're a LeBron fan. You think LeBron is the GOAT? Whatever. Have at it. Okay? All those people who thinks LeBron, Kareem, MJ, Kobe the GOAT, whatever, that's your opinion. It's up to opinion. Okay? Because if we go by championship, people are gonna, we have to say Bill Russell. If we go by stats, we have to say LeBron. He's gonna have all the stats. People might say who's helping the game, promote the game all over the world. It was Jordan in the 90s. Because it's because of Jordan, I knew what the NBA was. It's because of Jordan I started to watch the NBA. I was in another country. It's because of Jordan sometimes I was a huge soccer fan, a huge football fan. Sometimes I neglected football, soccer, to watch basketball because number 23 on WGN was there. It's because of Jordan. Sneakers are cool to wear with dress. Sneakers are like dress shoe now. Crazy. I'm watching a shiny show and I saw Air Jordan on these Chinese actors. I'm like, what the hell? I'm watching a Korean show and I saw Air Jordan on these actors playing stuff. I'm watching a French movie and I saw Air Jordans on their feet. I'm watching a Filipino show and I saw Air Jordans on the stuff. So if we're talking about impact, that's Jordan. So if I try to say who's the GOAT, why MJ is the GOAT, to me, he has the stats and the accolades from the time he played. He didn't play a long time, and he's still in most of the stats. He has more championship than somebody who played 20 years. If you're talking about teams, stay with one championship on one team. Only like a couple great players. People always say Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was his prime. Dennis Rodman was like 36, 37, 38 years old when he was winning championship with the Bulls. Think about that. Warren Harper was past his prime. That was not the same Cleveland Cavaliers Warren Harper. Think about that. That's who was in the starting lineup. Luke Longley? Come on, really? Luke Longley? The other center who cannot shoot his free throw. Oh my God, what's his name? Bill Cartwright. Go watch how Bill Cartwright shoot the ball. But Jordan had a lot of help. So that's one of the reasons why MJ is my GOAT. He didn't have a lot of players, a lot of help. To me. Scottie Pippen, he was okay, but I don't think Scottie Pippen could lead his own team. Some of those players, they're winning championship with other players who can lead their own teams. LeBron James, how many great players who can lead their own teams? You win the championship. Steph Curry, Magic, Liber. So think about that. But it's a 1 hour show. I have to talk about other things. Let's talk about the WNBA. Woo! WNBA. A lot of injuries this season. A lot of injuries. A lot of drama in the WNBA. This season has been, I don't know, was this season great or bad for the WNBA? People watching the WNBA, please let me know. If you're watching the video later on, leave the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. We're trying to get better. We're trying to grow. WNBA has been crazy. I'm watching those games. I've seen some of the worst basketball in WNBA. And I don't understand. They're playing a lot of games. Is that the reason why they have injuries? So much injuries. I saw Sherry leave To me, the best player in the WNBA, I don't think it's AJ Wilson. It's Felicia Collier. She should be the MVP. I hope she get it. She wins it. The game was over and she left her in there. And now she's injured. Caitlin Clark. A lot of people, especially MAGA fans, Make America Great Again fans, think she's the best player of all time. Been hurt, groin injuries, playing with the up and down, playing for the Fever, who had the drama with Bonner, who didn't want to play, quit on the team. Yes, I'm sorry, I said quit. Got angry at fans, said she's not a quitter. Maybe she's not a quitter. I don't know. I'm not there with her. She's maybe not a quitter. Her teammates are crying because fans are booing. I'm sorry, they are fans. They're supposed to boo. Went to the Phoenix Mercury. Started playing well. I guess she wanted to play. I was surprised that she signed with the Fever. Maybe she wanted to play with Stephanie White, or maybe she got more money, or Mercury didn't want her. She went to the Fever, and then now all of a sudden she's starting to play better, even though Phoenix Mercury lost some games. So they were losing some games. Sabali has been playing bad, was benched now. I hope they're getting better. They won some games. They destroyed the Fever last week. Fever lost people to injuries. They lost Carson to ACL to injury, and for the whole season. I'm gonna be honest. Swanson was up and down, and she's playing terrible. The last couple of games, but her defense is gonna be missed, especially in the playoff. If the Fever makes the playoff, Erin McDonald, she was a great addition, but it's a terrible loss that she's out of the season too. They signed Chloe Beebe before the injuries, and they just signed what's her name? Oh my God, I forgot her name. She played last night. Oh man, I forgot her name. I'm not gonna criticize her because that was her first game, but she played terrible last night. Just terrible. And they lost to a wings who didn't have Arike. She's injured too. And Paige Burkers is struggling with a back issue. So Dallas is dealing with injuries. Dallas traded DeJounte Harrington to the Lex because Lex are dealing with fee injury. Fever dealing with Cleveland Clark groin issue, and Carson and McDonald out of season. So let me see, what's her name? Odyssey Sims. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Who else injuries I forgot to mention? There's a lot of injuries in the WNBA. Liberty. They started the season on fire, and then they are now 5-5 in the last 10 games. Breanna Stewart has been out. I think she's gonna come back before the end of the month. Jonquel Jones. They missed Jonquel Jones a couple games, and then she came back. And the other Sabali sisters has been hurt. Yeah, it's it's an interesting season. The Aces have been terrible, bro. I'm sorry. Chelsea Gray, she can play half court. That's why she was really good on her revival. She's playing half court in 3-on-3. It has been terrible. Joe Lloyd has been playing better, but she's been terrible. Gold member, point guard. Oh, I don't know about that. Ace is a terrible team. They're like, oh man, congrats to Angel Wilson for the first 30, 20 games. But terrible, playing terrible. So the Dream, they just lost Jordan Canada for 2 weeks, and they're playing great. And I think they were the second team. Alicia Gray should be in the MVP conversation. She is. I thought Juan Howard was the best player on the team. Maybe Juan Howard is dealing with injuries, but Alicia Gray is the best player on the Dream. So a lot of players are getting injured in the WNBA. A lot of players are getting injured. So here are the teams that I think could make. I don't know. I think could make the playoff. To me, I think it's 18, right? I think it's, yeah. I think Liberty, the Lynx, gonna make it. Ooh, oh man. I think the Lynx definitely. I think the Liberty, the Dream, the Mercury, the Fever, the Aces. The last 2 games are gonna be the last 2 spots. It's gonna be a battle between 3 teams. Mystics made a mistake. They traded Brittany Sykes. I think that was. I guess they don't want to win this season. And the Storm, that's something going on with that organization. They always are fighting. They traded Gerald Lloyd wanted a trade. Alicia Clark this season asking for a trade. I don't know about the team. So the Fever better be careful. They don't want to lose the next couple games. But they're playing Washington and Connecticut the next 2 games, so they have a good chance. The Sparks, they have Karen back. She's a good defender. Valkyries, I think they have the coach of the year, but they lost Kayla Thornton during the season. So for the season, I don't know. The Storm, they lost like 5 straight games. 5 games in a row. And you have on the team Nneka Onwunwanke. I cannot say your name correctly. Nneka Onwunwanke. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Skylar Diggins, Gabby Williams, and you lost 5 games in a row? Something is going on. I think it's the coach. To me, it's either the GM or the coach. Because players always want to be traded there, trying to leave. So I think it's between those 3 teams. I think the Mystics are done. I think, to me, my favorite to win the NBA championship, if Nafisa Collier will come back healthy and playing well, it's the Lynx. Liberty in trouble. They got a great pickup in Emma Musselman. I think she won the Finals MVP for the Mystics a couple of years ago. I think it's the Lynx, man. Lynx are crazy. You added Dijon Carrington, another great perimeter defender. Come on, man. I think she was most improved player last season. I thought she was the defensive of the year, but they gave it to Nafisa. So, yeah. And there's some WNBA games right now. I forgot talk about Angel Reese. She hasn't been playing. They fired Teresa Waterspoon for this guy. Tyler Marsh is terrible, bro. I'm sorry. They fired Teresa Waterspoon. I'm bitter, sour on this guy because they fired my favorite player of all time, Teresa Waterspoon. They fired her for Tyler Marsh, who's terrible. They're losing to the Sun, Connecticut Sun, who, by the way, are fighting to stay in Connecticut because the WNBA is trying to sell the team to Boston, but the Connecticut is they match the money, but the WNBA doesn't want to give the money, doesn't want the team back to Connecticut. They want the team to be in Houston or Boston. So we'll see. So Joris has not been playing because of back issues. So Connecticut is leading 60-48. Valkyries leading by 10. The Mystics, Liberty is playing the Aces tonight. I think Liberty can still win because Aces are terrible, man. Terrible team. Seattle Storm after that dream. Jordan Canada is not gonna play. Storm has been terrible, man. Jordan Canada is very good point guard, so I don't know. Dream has been the second best player, best team. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. WNBA, the remaining games. So last Thursday I was watching the Bucks out. By the way, Bucks out. The Bucks out. Good show. Probably no, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say the second best show on the channel. But the Bucks out is a great show every Thursday, 8 p.m. Come here, subscribe, hit the like button, and watch the show. They talk about best basketball movies and worst basketball movies. So I was watching. I was like, some of those movies I've seen a long time ago. And some of those movies are forgettable, man. Are forgettable. And in the comments, I was saying, those movies are terrible. It's trash and whatever. And I decided to come up with my 5 greatest basketball movies and 5 overrated basketball movies. And if I have time, I'm going to say the 5 best sport movies. So, 5. Let's start with the bad. Okay, some movies might be great for some people. Some movies might be terrible for some people. I tried to watch Hoosiers. I felt uncomfortable. It was too mayonnaise-y. I don't want to say what I want to say clearly, but it was too mayonnaise to me. It was too what's the best way can I say that? It was too egg salad for me. Hoosiers was terrible. I'm sorry. It was terrible. The guy is talking, and some of the best they was not even watching Gene Hackman. I watch Gene Hackman in some movies, but the movie was boring. I tried to watch the movie. I couldn't feel shit every time I tried. Hoosiers, that's one of the most overrated movies of all time. I put it in right with Jilly of Jennifer Lopez or Jersey, whatever was the movie. What movie did she did with Ben Affleck? Jersey something or Jilly, I don't know. I think it was 2 terrible movies. I tried another almost overrated movie. I think I wrote the reason why I think those movies are terrible. Maybe if I find it, I'll say it. White Man Can Jump. I remember that was the first movie I saw Woody Harrelson. Was it this first movie I saw Wesley Snipes? Probably the first movie I saw Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson and Rosie Perez. The movie make no sense for me. I'm sorry. The movie made no sense for me. You know why? I had a girl, and the girl is trying to save money and you lost the money because of betting, and the girl is telling you to choose between her and playing a basketball game, and you chose the basketball with Wesley Snipes. Are we serious? There's no way. I have a woman. I have a woman who's looking like Rosie Perez, and she loves me. She just wants the best for me. Wants a future with me. And I chose playing basketball with Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes had a woman. He already had one. And you lost your woman. You're not going to have a woman. He's going to go back to his woman. Are we serious? As a teenager, I'm watching this. I'm like, what? I was 15, 16 or 15 when I watched that movie. I was like, what are you doing? This is crazy. Overrated. I'm sorry. Overrated. Glory Road, one of the most overrated movie I've ever seen. How many movies are we gonna see? Oh, there was no black athlete. There was a savior of a coach who wanted to take a chance with a black player. Can we stop that? I don't want to see another movie like Glory Road or a coach who's saving people. Just ridiculous. So I said 3. I have a lot. Man, I have a lot. Sexy Pride was terrible, bro. I'm sorry. Sexy Pride was terrible. Forgettable. Like Mike. Oh my God. I have more than 5. Here's the thing. I like Finding Forrester because I'm a big fan of Sean Connery. But this movie had nothing to do with basketball. It was all about books and writing. So there's nothing. I see it on the list. I'm doing research, and I see Finding Forrester, top 10 greatest basketball of the month. What? There was nothing about. I only talk about basketball like this, and it was all about his writing of the kid and getting a girl. It was not even about the girl. It was about the writing and the books he gave the kid. How is he in the top 10 basketball? Oh my God. Basketball Diaries. Really? That's a terrible movie. Don't mention this with basketball movies. Sorry, please. Imagine as a kid, I'm watching coach sexually assaulting a kid. Coach Carter, I'm sorry. Samuel L. Jackson was terrible. I'm tired of all the cursing, the yelling, and whatever. Then Morgan Freeman played that or whatever. Who was the guy who played similar movie? One of the most overrated movie I've ever seen, Coach Carter. Don't mention that movie. Oh, Above the Rim. Oh my God. A lot of people love this movie. Let me tell you. That movie was trash. I'm sorry. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. That movie was trash, bro. I'm sorry. That movie was trash. Just because you have people you love playing the movie doesn't mean that movie is good. Okay? Okay. Now, here's the really quickly my top 5 movies. This is gonna be funny. Okay, G.O.A.T game can be overrated and good. That movie was dark. I'm sorry. People think it's whatever, but that movie was dark. That movie was dark, man. It's because I like Denzel, I like the Afro, and Ray Allen did a good job in that movie. And it was a good depiction of corruptions in basketball. That's why I said it's a good basketball movie, because it shows you how some colleges, how they recruit, they use women and whatever, and they use family backgrounds. They try to, because the father of the kid was in prison, they whatever. That's why I think it's a good basketball movie, because it shows what state will do to get players to play for their certain college. That's why I think it's a good basketball movie. Air, it shows what Michael Jordan carried Nike, and because of Nike, a lot of players are playing today, not only in the States, but other countries. And because with Michael Jordan developed Nike have basketball Nike camps and founded a lot of all those youth basketball, whatever. That's why I think it's important to see how he got in there. So I think Air is the fight. Hustle, Uncle. Adam said there are two good basketball movies: Hustle and Uncle James. I think if you haven't seen those movies, you need to see. I have to go quickly. I took too much time. Okay. My fifth one. Maybe I'm trolling. Maybe I'm whatever. What was the first basketball movie I saw? Oh, Blue Chips. Oh my God, that movie was terrible, man. I fell asleep. Okay. Here's the movie that made me have faith in basketball movie. Okay, I said, I'll give basketball movie more shots. Space Jam. I'm sorry. It's in my top five greatest basketball movie of all time. Yes. Maybe some people are going to say, you lose credibility. It's a cartoon. It's cheesy. It's corny. Whatever. I saw this movie as a kid. It made me interested in more basketball. I didn't know some of those players. And I had to, after the movie, I said, okay, let me start watching Patrick Ewing. Let me see who's Mosey Bowles. It's not only me. Other people in the country I lived in at that time, Haiti, started to be interested in basketball. Trust me. And it's not only Haiti, other countries. Space Jam made other kids interested in watching basketball. They said, oh, let me go see Jordan play. Trust me, Space Jam was great for the 90s, great for the NBA. And if you don't think Space Jam influenced kids, and yes, Mr. Thomas, I'm a tough critic. Sorry. Space Jam, I don't think he's number one, but he's in a top five. My top five of greatest basketball movies. It's not above the rim. Ah, my God. Celtic pride. Oh my God. Like Mike. If they lost me, it is me. Space Jam. Yeah, Space Jam. All right, guys. That was all for tonight. I don't know if the box art is there tomorrow, but I'm sure you can catch them on Thursday. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and stop talking about the GOAT debate. Watch some WNBA games, and see you guys later. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Later.
Armchairing with Bruce Morrow on the One Podcast Network.